Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Pre-Market Show for Thursday, August the 28th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. A couple of yeses to let me know you guys can hear me and see my screen. Okay, good. I was getting word. Normally, William has a little script and he hits enter the minute I get on. Okay, and somebody maybe in YouTube do the same thing for me. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me in YouTube. All right, guys. So CWD could be the crazy one. This is another one of those companies getting involved in an altcoin. Never heard of Link before, but Link token asset treasury. So another one of these altcoins, I guess. So let's see what happens with this one. Very well. We have 756,000 in the float. Not sure what it is exactly, but whatever it is, it will be low. Looking left on the daily chart, 838 is the 323 is the next high in the daily. It got up there. So let's put a price alert around 327 and see if it takes it out again. Got up there in the pre-market. And if it does, you never know. I mean, is your potential 834. What I shouldn't say that. It's not our target. It's just that is the next high looking left. It's deep. So that's the CWD, probably the number one focus, if it wants to continue to keep going, just because of all the room it's got, okay? Nutanix, the trade of the stock of the decade, Nutanix, NTNX, gapping down on earnings. See what it did yesterday? Got right into the 200-day moving average, stopped, and it's gapping down on earnings, NTNX. Just want to take a quick look at NVIDIA. Basically, it's flat. NVDA was had earnings after hours, popped, dropped, and right back up, and basically flat right now. So nothing really to see here with NVIDIA, NVDA. Not yet, anyway. TELO, TELO, TELO. Yeah, I have this one on my list, but when I do look left, though, there's a lot of little areas, pockets of resistance, as I'll call them. I mean, the next it's to 244 somehow. Then they've got a lot of room, and they did have some news. It's a bio, of course, pharma. So they did have some news. Mike and Gig harder. Never put the dog at 9 o'clock, William. OPAD, guys. OPAD, a little bit of a move here. OPAD. Yesterday's high was around 4. And also SDSS. So a continuation now from yesterday. So yesterday, this was a big one. Well, a couple of big days, but yesterday, a huge day, got up to 1826, closed down here at around 15. So it is now up 11% from the close of yesterday, of course. See if we can take out yesterday's high. Yesterday's high, if it did that, yeah, on a weekly chart, if it takes out yesterday's high, I mean, it's got obviously a ton of room. 64.86 is the next high. Stock has probably done many reverse splits. Look at the lifetime range, 0.1%, 0.1%. So they've done a lot of reverse splits. What does that 0.1% mean? If I had a lifetime candle of imagine this were the lifetime candle of SDSS, it'd be right down there in its lifetime. I don't think we have these in Canada. I've never seen one, and but what a successful company! Build-A-Bear Workshop, guys. This is an all-time high. BBW. This is an earnings play. Actually, there are a few earnings plays. There are a few earnings plays today. I mean, there's BBW right at the very top. No volume yet. The volume will pick up. but there's no volume yet. But again, it will pick up once the market opens. Pure Storage, another company that some of us are familiar with, ESPG, another nice earnings play. Not quite a lifetime high in the up in the 94%. Oh, okay. I love animals. Or pets, calling them animals. This is Victoria's Secret, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, it is. Victoria's Secret earnings play. Well, Best Buy earnings play. I don't go there. I don't go there very often. I've basically got everything I need. But Best Buy is an earnings play, basically kind of flat, up a little bit. There is the interesting level for BBY. That is Best Buy. Interesting level. There is the 200-day moving average, that green line on my daily chart. So it's right at it, a little bit over it. 76.48. So it's just a little bit over the 200-day moving average. So let's see if this actually acts as resistance. So, okay, because it's just a little bit over it. We have an earnings play channel if you want to go there. Yeah, the IL. If you click on new, and then dock channel bar, and I think if you click on show more earnings, okay, we have an earnings channel. That's basically where I get all my info. Well, I have just one sort of encapsulates the ones that are up and down. I can give you this if you want, or you can go to the earnings channel. All right, the Lion Group. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's a lot of volume for this one. And maybe this will be the one, guys. I mean, we've seen some of these Singaporean, China stocks over the last, well, this week, all 3 days, we've had one go crazy. Maybe this will be the one. But I look left and I see all sorts of areas where it could stall. What's the world coming to? People are actually crazy and grumpy in the morning for a call. All right, what else? AQB. I've just been doing Apple County. A lot of volume already. Just over $1 though. Bill, guys, BILL. So this is an earnings play also. Bill is an earnings play. Of course, I can always tell us an earnings play. I mean, just look at your single stock window, and if you have the details up, you can see it's an earnings play. There's a little bit of room, about $1 to the next high for Bill, BILL. Okay, Mike. It is still my favorite store, yes. Just, don't really need anything anymore. Yeah, COO, William, I'm just going to get to that one. That is an earnings play also. Hammered down on earnings. Is it down 16%? COO, what do they do? The Cooper company. What do they do? A medical device company, okay. So COO, big gap down. Let's take a look at it on a monthly chart to see where it could go. Oh, it's an all-time low. We're basically at an all-time low for, I mean, right there would be the all-time low. That is, that's pretty expensive for being an all-time low. Mhm. Take a look what the analysts are saying. Morgan Stanley maintained coverage with an equal weight and a target of 76, so a little bit above. Snow was an earnings play, guys. I know some of you follow this one, Snowflake, SNOW. This is an earnings play. Nice reaction to earnings. It's a pretty big float, 319 million in the float. 229 is the next high looking left. And J May in our YouTube room. And one of my favorite companies. One of my favorite companies for a symbol as a food company, HRL. HRL is gapping down also on earnings. This is a not quite a lifetime low, but it's in the lower 6%, and that's HLR, excuse me, HRL. Waiting for Mr. Down Under in our YouTube room. Take a look at this on a monthly chart. Where could this keep going if it wants to keep going down? Not too much near-term support, guys, for HRL. Okay, I'm going back to 2016. I'm not going to go back any further. So, I mean, it's not an all-time low, but there is really no support, any near-term support for HRL. It's an earnings play. I'm trying to find, there was one stock that had gapped down, and but analysts are piling into it. A lot of them. Just can't remember which one it was. I wonder if it was the Newtonex. So misleading sometimes. Oh, no, that's not misleading. But they have a target. So Needham has a target on Newtonex for $80. So we're sitting at 63, $64 right now. But the first time I read it, it didn't say lowers the price target. It just said had a price target. So there's still some companies. There's Needham. Needham seems to be the big one. JP Morgan maintained coverage with overweight and a target of 81. Probably the one I was Piper Sandler, target 88. So yeah, there's some analysts in here, so it's kind of reasonably bullish on NTNX. Good morning, Dorf, in our YouTube room. Okay, so with the market being up, the Dow anyway, let's take a look at XLE and let's see where XLE is in relation to the 200-day moving average. Is it still above it? Yeah, so we're trending now. It's really trending. I mean, the trend has been pretty good for the last week and a half for the energy sector. 84.61. That was the low for XLE a few days ago. 89 now, trending, breaking through the 200-day moving average. So I think it's still XLV, but how close is XLV now to the 200-day moving average? Still in sight anyway. There it is. It's still below. So I think it's still the main major sector that is still below. Vasco. Well, Victoria's Secret, guys, is a little bit of a rip move here now. VSCO. This is on earnings. VSCO. Tesla Advisory Group, $24 price target. Well, we're past that. Not a high float, not a low float for Victoria's Secret VSCO. What about the fact that William and all others that it's an all-time low now for COO? Well, not quite. Yeah, it's basically an all-time low. I mean, it's like 0.7%. You know, there's HRL guys going down, moving down. HRL moving down, hurling its way down. Oh yeah, I go short many times, George. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, in the small cappers, low floaters, IB. A lot of times you'll not have shorts, but it doesn't really bother me. But if you really, if you're really wanting to short the low floats and cheap ones, yeah, IB is not the best. You know, Centerpoint companies like that really specialize in that. I typically don't really like to short low float stocks in the first place, though. Anything can happen. So that's just me. I mean, there are people out there that don't mind shorting low float stocks, and if they do well at it, great. Other one, guys, Pacific Health. Okay, sorry, Pacific Health. Fibro, Animal Health, PAHC. This is another earnings play. Not a lot of volume yet. I guess once the market opens, they release earnings after hours, post market. There's that mauve area on my chart, and it's holding. It's holding. That's interesting. It is holding. What does it look like on a monthly chart? Well, again, guys, I've got to go back. I'm back to 2019 now. So here is 2018. So the high in 2018 was 43.75. I mean, I don't really consider that is, I mean, we've got to go back like 7 years now. So probably not a big deal. So it's not an all-time high, but there's really no resistance. And even if you call that resistance, the monthly high back here was $43. So there's room. There is room for this one. Though, let's see what the market's doing. So the market right now, high, a little bit up. Okay, a little bit up. Probably an all-time high right there. I have a 2-minute chart. MTA guys, let's see what MTA is doing. MTA is Metallo Royalty and Streaming, Canadian company out of where are you out of? My hometown, Vancouver. Okay, I thought so. Um, I don't see any news on this one. I don't see any news on MTA, but there are shorts available at Dork for 1 million. Yeah, 1 million. Speaking of shorts, or if I had a really nice short yesterday on Summit. See what Summit's doing today, SMMT. Yeah, it's just basically flat. All right, guys. Well, getting close to getting the layout that I'll use once the market opens. Now, could this be the crazy one? I don't know. Is this some kind of offshoot? Diddy? Is Diddy still trading DIDI? No, so DIDI. Maybe I was thinking of another one. Maybe it was Dada. But anyway, DIDY. So this is up, not much, but again, it's one of these. Actually, it's 4.5 billion. Is that right? We have 4.5 billion in the float. Pink sheet stock. Okay, that's okay. Forget about it. Forget I've even mentioned it. Wasn't there? There was a symbol, a DIDI, wasn't there? Company DIDY before. Nobody's getting that, William. Only you and me. All right, guys. See, it's 9:21. Another minute or so. I'll keep this up, and then I'm going to get the layout I use once the market is once 9:30 arrives. So BBW is still strong. Still strong. Shortable for me at Interactive Brokers. I always say that just in case these things completely run out of steam. These are big caps, but it is an all-time high. BBW all-time high. Okay, how is this CWD is still holding over three? The high up here was 333. The price alert set up in that area. If it takes it out again, that's the high in the pre-market, of course. For CWD, this is one of those companies that have decided what did they do? They were okay. Well, they were asset management at least. Okay, they weren't like a pharma. So this is what they're doing: establishing a linked token digital asset treasury, joining all those other companies. Or how far down the totem pole Link is in all the altcoins. Now, for instance, Dorf, yeah, I'm talking to Dorf in our YouTube room. That is not shortable, Interactive Broker. Not readily anyway. But does it bother me? Not really. Okay, guys, 9:23. So now what I'm going to do is get the layout that I'll use once this market opens. Okay, guys. So brought back the momentum screen. Now, this is only going to show me the first time. Okay, just so you know, it's only going to be the first time of the alert, and that's it for the day. You have to- On my homepage, you're going to have the momentum scan on my homepage, but and I decided for me, I just want to see the first time. For you, you'll see the symbol over and over and over again every time it makes a new high. And try to concentrate a little bit more on this biggest gainers from the start of the race. These are they're not necessarily low floaters, but they seem to be because, to get some of these, big moves, big percentage moves, usually they have to be low floats. So anything here that I haven't talked about, maybe I don't think I talked about SOGP. SOGP Sound Group trading higher following the release of its H1 financial results. So we don't have it as an earnings play. And it announced a dividend. So I guess this is an earnings play out of Singapore. So let's take a look left on that. Well, the daily chart anyway. I don't think there's a ton of room. I don't have the float information on it. A question on the YouTube room. How do I get that first? You're talking about the pre-market active stuff that I had before. YouTube room. Just go to my homepage. Give you my homepage link. So go to my homepage. Click on the homepage link. Scroll down until you see the custom scan, my scans, and it's right here. Pre-market actives up, pre-market actives down. This pre-market actives up is the same as this. Only difference is this one has restricted it to the top six. This has the top 15. Okay, so that's how you got it. I'm going to go over my homepage, of course, at around 10 o'clock. More detail. This one from yesterday. This is this Wheeler Real Estate Investment. This is going to be a real wild one. Look what it did yesterday, though. I mean, it got up to 224, closed down here at $1.51. Did not even remotely hold its gains. I've seen this one many, many times. For me, anyway, a very difficult intraday trader. Yeah, to me, this just doesn't have enough room. AQB, when I look left, the next guy on the monthly chart is 127. So we don't know in these within those weeks. There's the velo. Just give me a moment, okay? I want to see what the velo is doing. Over five now, so this is an all-time high now. Forget about all this, okay? This is did not have a catastrophic drop. They stopped trading as was Velo. It was an acquisition, one of those blank check companies. Stopped trading back in 2022, and then did an IPO last week. So there's the high now, guys. Velo's the high. I want to say the high. The high of its little life. All right, guys. Yeah, less than a minute for this for the 9:30 open. So let's have a great trading day, everybody. Now I will. I'm going to just sort of pre-warn. I will be taking off right at 2 o'clock today, and right at 2 o'clock. Something I have to do, so I'll be taking off at 2 o'clock today, Eastern time, of course. But William typically will keep the room open after I leave for a while anyway, on earnings plays, I suppose. All right, guys, we have about 8 seconds to the 9:30 open. There we go. Okay, guys, there's the CWD. CWD just made a new high here. Broke through the pre-market high. Early though, I don't like trading in the first 15 minutes. I may miss this one. I may just rip right now. Tempting. It's tempting. I mean, it's working through the pre-market high. There's a ton of room looking left. This is a one of these altcoin plays. Okay, wow, got up to 350 almost, and then okay, I'll put another price alert around 339. This is one that I may take early. This topping tail right up here, guys. Look at a big topping tail though. So there's initial burst. We'll sell off. Wow, look at PSTG, guys. PSTG just ripping here. PSTG, look at this rip here. This is an earnings play. PSTG, just a rip off the open. CWD is challenging again. Pre-market high. What a rip on the open for PSTG. Now there's a little R right there. That is you don't have that. Oh, wow, it's through it. Well, it's right at it. That little R there's in theory, it's a resistance area. You guys don't have this yet. Hopefully in this next beta that gets released. Guys, CWD, it's getting really interesting. Back up over that level. There's the 930 high or the market open high, not 346. There's a ton of room. Remember when we looked left on the monthly or the weekly, there's a ton of room for this one. Yeah, right here. I mean, that's ridiculous. 830. I mean, it's not long ago. It's only 3 weeks ago. So that's what traders are. Well, this trader anyway is looking at the fact that it's got that potential gap fill. But look at this. I mean, it's still struggling to get through that pre-market high. Struggling a little bit, a little bit. The STSS guys, continuation from yesterday, takes out that 18 mark. If it does, look at Newtonix guys. I mean, there's a lot of action obviously already in the first 5 minutes. Newtonix, NTNX, but I'm really wanting to pay attention to this CWD. I mean, if it's very low float, about 1 million in the float. Look at that, right back down to, that's typically why I don't like trading in the first 15 minutes. Had this completely run away from me, well, but does that mean you got stopped out, Shady, or you're waiting for 3:30 again? Because you got back down to 294. I have my price alert set up in this area. Actually, should be a little lower than that. Maybe the high of the pre-market. Okay, there it is. I didn't say it. THAR. So above yesterday's high, the next high looking left is $8. This was, of course, a super active one over the last week. Super active. Started back here on the 20th, so last week. This is just one from yesterday that was it pulled back just a little bit. It's above yesterday's high. This is the Pitanium, so still has room. I mean, a lot of room, as I recall. Look at the monthly chart. Yeah, I mean, crazy room, of course, on the monthly. If you look at it on the weekly, not probably as much, but yeah, actually, it's the same. And while the high actually there, I have a price alert, 218. If it takes out 218 today, look at the room it's got on that weekly chart. HRL is continuing to move down now, guys. HRL earnings play. Not a lifetime low, but certainly at the low of its lifetime. And it's only 13%. So that's what that red number means. Actually, what am I saying? It's a lifetime low. It's minus 13%. This is a lifetime low. Sorry about that. This is a lifetime low now for HRL. What's the market doing? So there's few things on the economic calendar I saw today. I think all those Michigan numbers, perhaps. So we have the core, a lot of these I'm not too familiar with, but we have the core PCE price index at 945. So coming up in 7 minutes. We've got actually the Chicago PMI at 10. We have the Michigan consumer sentiment. We had a lot of stuff from Michigan, okay, at 10 o'clock. Consumer expectations, inflation expectations. That's at 1 o'clock for Michigan. What I'm talking about, guys, all these things on the economic calendar, okay? So certainly 9:45, we might have a little action in the SPY, and then at 10 o'clock for sure, okay? HKPD, guys, again, this was the big one. Yes, sort of the big one yesterday. It wasn't quite as big as some of the other ones in terms of crazy moves. I mean, you look at that. I mean, that's pretty crazy. 117, but had it gone up to about six, that would have been definitely in the crazy Hall of Fame. But well, there is your bounce now, William, for coup. COO. There's your bounce for coup. But I don't think it got down to the 60 level that you wanted. I'm waiting on that CWD. I want to see if it gets back close to that 330 level. Taking out that would be a break of the pre-market high. Now I'm going to take offense at Holly right now. I mean, I had an alert for AQB. The entry was 142, and the stop's 3 cents away. I mean, I think that's a little ridiculous. If you're asking me, JTB, about that THAR, I have no idea. Sometimes it's hard to figure these things out. You see a financing, you figure it's going to go at least down to the financing price, and it doesn't. OPAD, guys, OPAD, above yesterday's high now. The next high looking left is 461. All right, CWD getting closer for me anyway. First halt of the day. Actually, that's interesting. The first halt of the day. Normally we have a bunch right around the 930 mark. This is one of those sub $1 stocks. Got halted on the way up. Ray, RAY. This is one of those. There's this the pink sheet stock. Yeah, this is a pink sheet stock. I actually surprised I have pink sheets listed here as one of my exchanges. Let's see this one in the pre-market. The ICCM up to 131. Israeli stock. Not a high float, not low. 34 million in the float. LI was an earnings play yesterday, I believe. Pre-market. Oh, actually, it's an earnings play today. That was yesterday. I thought this got slammed down yesterday because of earnings. I'm wrong. August 28th pre-market. We are the 28th. Yeah. So this hammered down. I think the overall China market was down, but this is an earnings play, LI, and it is wow, what a crawl. I thought it was bigger. 22 up to 2380. That PSTG is still really strong. Earnings play. So here's one that's trying to come back, guys. Domo. It is trying to come back. It's at the high now, daily high, still down almost 10%. It's an earnings play. Next high looking left is 788, just a little bit over the whole number now. Trying to come back. VSME guys, VSME. This has been a really active one. A couple of days ago, this was 121, got up to 187. Yesterday, it got right. That red line you see in the chart, that is the next high looking left on the daily chart. Somewhere, some month, some week, there's a high. I have CWD thumbnailed on one of my other monitors, so I am keeping an eye on it. Oh, GNS. Okay, why would I even look at this one? Well, it's just over the whole number too. It is. We received a $1.1 million in LRAD orders from the U.S. military. Okay, long range acoustic devices. So a little bit. So there's some news on this one. I think in the pre-market 9 o'clock, it got up to 220. It's not a high float, not low. CWD guys getting. Watching this, I want to see how well this holds 320. I may get in earlier than this 330. If it's trying to some volume coming in. Yeah, it's still look at this. I mean, it's still very frothy CWD, in my opinion. I mean, it tried to get through there, breaking down through three again. So I'll have my alerts. I mean, maybe later on. So 9:45. So the Chicago PMI came out at 9:45. So I don't know if that was the reason for the drop in the SPY. Remember, we have a lot of economic data coming out at 10 from Michigan sentiment and all that. Okay, PTNM over two now, over two. Well, I tried to get it, and that's the first time I've been blocked by IB. Yeah, I don't know if this was one of those ones yesterday that was being blocked. Give me a moment. Yeah, this is the first one I've been blocked to buy at Interactive Brokers. First time for me, Dwayne. That's the first time for me. Yeah, too bad. I wanted it. I was getting in at 202 and just over the break of that whole number, but could not do it. But I could only exit a position if I was already in it. That's well, of course they would say that. No, they were concerned about. Well, they're trying to protect me, I guess, volatility, etc. I'm not going to get too bent out of shape about it, but it's the first time it's happening. Okay, guys, this is a gap down and reversal play. Now, it's super cheap. Gap down and reversing. ATLK. Risk, yeah, risk concerns. Yes. Okay, now Hurl is actually reversing now, guys. HRL is turning into a reversal play. Another gap down and revert. Wow, the market did not like. I'm assuming the market did not like the Chicago PMI number at 9:45, because this is turning into a couple of big red bars now. And remember, 10 o'clock, we've got a bunch of economic numbers coming out also, which could really affect the market. So short term, we're always talking short term. Well, glad I didn't get into the CWD so far. Some fullbacks now. Some of you guys were following OPAD, sorry. Okay, now up over that whole number, 301. Over, sorry, there's a little bit of room. 338 is the next high on the daily chart for up. UP. Big sell off now for CWD. Big sell off on a percentage basis anyway. Got up to 330 and right back down to 280. Yeah, definitely over that whole number now for SOGP for me. The next high looking left, 650-ish. Okay, so there is a bit of room. Bit of room, bit of room. No, hold over six. Watching this OGP, guys, I'm wanting this one. This one is okay. It is okay. Okay, I'm holding over six, over six. Don't have any float information on it. Give me a moment, guys. All right. Okay. Well, so far, a bit of a quick scalp for me, okay? Because look, high looking left is 648, not that close or not that far away. So I'm glad now. No, I don't think I'll get back in it though. SOUN. I don't think I'll get back in it. It would be just a quick scalp for me. And now it's 106 again. I think it's actually an earnings play. I mean, I think they did declare some kind of a dividend, but it looks like it's also an earnings play. Okay. Feel very fortunate on the SOGP guys. Really waited for the sixth break, hoping we get a little closer to that mark up here, but it did not. Not here, but here. Yeah, right here. It almost got there. Got up to 639, and it 629 was the is the high. So got within 10 cents of that high, and that stopped it so far. Okay, let's move over to AQB. Boy, PSTG guys, strong earnings play. PSTG, very strong earnings play. All time high, all time high. A little pullback to the VWAP. Now, this market is selling off right now, selling off a bit. 647, 645. So let's see what happens at 10 o'clock when we get the Michigan numbers that come out. I'm pretty sure the reason for this drop here was whatever the Chicago PMI numbers were. Yeah, you were right on that one, Dak. September, we showed that yesterday. September is the worst month of the year for the overall market. Doesn't mean it's going to tank or anything, but it just means that historically September is the worst month. Oh, I got out of the SOGP. Wow, well, it's real when he used to be here. He used to say SIB, which is stupid IB. How come you didn't let me buy this one? Oh, hasn't been in for years. So shoot, yeah, look at the room it's got. Um, Jealous of you, Shady. You were able to buy it. Okay, let's take a look at THAR, THAR. Still, yeah, near the high of the day. Back to my daily chart. This is a gap up and reverse now, guys, for the Vasco, VSCO, Victoria's Secret, gap up and reverse, right at the low of the day now. Got up to what, $25. See if it takes out the low of the day. Well, it just took out the low of the day. Okay, guys, it is now 10 o'clock. Let's see what happened. It's 10:01. Let's see what happened. Any big reaction from the Michigan numbers? And again, this is what I'm talking about right here. So we had a bunch of them, consumer sentiment, 5-year inflation expectations, consumer expectations, current conditions. And at 1 o'clock, we actually have, I'm sorry, that's big. No, that is inflation expectations. So a lot of stuff from Michigan at 10 o'clock. Yeah, look at this as a potential short now, guys. VSCO, obviously a ton of room to the left. It's the low of yesterday. William, you shouldn't have waited for your 60 on coup. That was good in hindsight, isn't it? Look at that. What a nice bounce. Boy, that's a wild ride now for the SOGP. I mean, it got up to 623 and then right back down to 560. Now back up. Let's see if it takes out the high. I mean, it's a pretty frisky one. Okay, guys, I'm going to go over my homepage right now and stick around. I'm going to show you the scans that I'm currently sharing. PSTG just super, super strong. And Tail of Two, well, BBW is, it used to be an all-time high. BBW is just selling off. Okay, guys, so I put my homepage link in. So this is what you're going to see. So first of all, we do have a sale going on, Labor Day sale. So you can get 22% off all the other plans. Well, first of all, 28% off a premium annual, 22% off all the other plans, the monthlies and the annual standard. Okay. But if you wanted to take out a premium annual, you can get 28% off that. So while I ask, whatever my code is, it's going to change from time to time, of course. Save my link, number one. If you do want to come into the main room, what I call the main room, you can save my link, and this is how you get in every day, trading room. Also, if you use my code, really helps to keep the room free. Okay, when you do, if and when you do take out a subscription, keep it simple. Get the trade of the week. You'll get it before the market opens every Monday morning. If you sign up for it and you don't think you're getting it, before you contact us, please check your spam folder, and if you have Gmail, check your promotions folder. What triggered there? You know, it triggered and it came right back down a little bit. Well, interested, but so the next thing to do is click on, so you clicked on my homepage link. The next thing to do is click on the education section, the more info, and right here, getting started with trade ideas. First thing you must do if you take out a subscription is short videos. It's a must, okay? If you don't have trade ideas, I would start on the second video because that'll give you an idea about the capabilities of trade ideas, and that might help you make up your mind whether or not you want to try us out for a while, okay? Back to basics if you're new to trading. for you a free series of videos, okay? If you're new to trading, back to basics. And last, if you're looking for my scans and you click on my homepage link, scroll down, and here they are. So here are the ones you can see. The most up in 5 minutes is here. Biggest gainers from the start of the race is here. The momentum scan is here. Yours will look different, okay? Yours will look different because you'll see the symbol over and over again when it makes a new high. I've decided just to show me the first time, we get the alert, and I can go back and kind of see what happened from there. You don't have to do the same thing. I also have the gap continuation or reversal scan from the other monitor, and the Pepe Combo scan, which has got nothing in it yet. So I'm sharing, these are all the scans that I'm sharing currently, and this is what I use in the pre-market. The pre-market actives up and the pre-market actives down. This is the Halter zooms down here. Okay. This is the same as the 5. It's just on a 2-minute time frame, obviously. So I've got both of them. You can have both of them up if you want, or one of the other you can have. I mean, you can have both of them up. You have your pick now, 2 and 5, or both of them. Okay. So first of all, welcome to the room. If you're new to the room, welcome to the room. There's a YouTube room also that I'm streaming to, and what I call the main room. Those of you on YouTube, if you want to come into the main room, here's how you do it. You just click on my homepage link, and you will see right over here, trading room. Okay, you can stay in YouTube if you want. There's no problem. The trading room has a lot more action, a lot more traders in there who are tossing around ideas all day long. Okay, but you can stay in YouTube if you want. Same deal. You hear me and you see my screen. Both. So the main room is open at 7:30 Eastern time. Just looking at, wow, what a couple of huge moves for BBW and PSTG. BBW on the way down and PSG on the way up. Both are earnings plays. GP getting close again, guys. MobX. Look at this one. In a moment, I want to take a look at this one. MobX. Okay, so the main room is open at 7:30 Eastern time. Chris Riley from Trade Ideas opens it. I get on the mic at 9. I live in Vancouver, Canada, so that's why I'm not opening it at 4:30 my time. Chris graciously opens the room. In a moment. Give me one moment, guys. Just watching to see how if this can hold over the that high. Talking about the SOGP. Give me one moment, guys. Forty 42 or so probably gets me into this one. To want to see if I can meet on the SOGP. It's got a ton of room. I mean, I'm not don't care about giving up a few pennies. but I'm not telling anybody to do the same thing. All right, let's see if it has any rippage from here, guys. I have to watch it a bit. I usually hadn't done this. That was a big pullback percentage-wise right there on that 955 candle. Okay, I can breathe a little easier now. All right, I've taken some off, guys. That whole number might stall, but the wave is great. I don't love it as much on the volatile stocks because you can get some wild moves, but let's take a look on that weekly chart. Yeah, so got through that 648, and now the next high is right around 7. So that's my concern right there. Man, if it take a look at it on a monthly chart. I just want to see what it looks like on a monthly chart. Same, that's the same high. So I mean, that could be a big staller, guys. Okay, guys, I've taken most off. Okay, I've taken most off. I'm just concerned that it might stall. Right there, I have some left in case it does rip through that. But I'm talking with the SOGP at 690 level. Okay, guys, now where was I? This is an earnings play, guys. I believe anyway. Not Bed Bath and Beyond, but Bath and Body Works. This is an earnings play. Now the next low looking left, it's almost right there, 29.20. So it's almost right there. Let's see if that holds it. If it doesn't, then the next low underneath is not that far away, just about 30 cents away. All right, why don't I try to induce this one upwards? In case it does take out that 7 level for SOGP. We put a little price alert around 7. Don't have much left, but takes out 7. I'm going to back this monthly chart out, and where is the next high? No, this is it's an all-time high. Okay, I guess this was I don't know if it was symbol name change or truly was an IPO back here. This was back in January 2024. I did not know that. I was gonna tell the cul-de-sac, yeah, right. Not maybe later today. I haven't done that one for a while. Okay, guys, I do want to talk a little bit about trade ideas and what I consider is I hate this term. I hate it, but I'm gonna use it. Trade idea is superpower. What's your superpower? Anyway, this is Trade Ideas superpower as far as I'm concerned. So if I right click and I click just on the momentum scan and I take a look at the scan, I click on the summary. So this is what the scan is looking for, okay? In the scan, if the price is between $1 and $100 and the current volume is at least 20, that means it's trading at least 20 times normal up to this time of day. It is time of day sensitive. It is 10:17 Eastern time right now. Half a million shares minimum have traded. The volume in the last minute is at least 1,000% of normal. And in 5 minutes, 400% of normal. And it's got to be up 2% from yesterday's close. So if all these filter values are met and a stock makes a new high for the day, we get a real-time alert. Now you might be thinking, well, wait a minute. I'm sure MOBX has made a high after that. Probably has. What I've done in this scan, you don't have to do the same thing. There's an option that says don't repeat, and all I'm saying is don't repeat. I only want to see the symbol the first time. In yours, you'll see it over and over again every time it made a new high. These are at the time though, that was a new high of the day for MOBX at 10:08:35. And all these filter requirements made a new high of the day. Real-time alerting, real-time alerting. Okay? Let me just show you what I mean. So for instance, here's the gap continuation or reversal scan, and you'll notice that you'll see the symbol over and over again every time it meets the filter requirements. Okay? That's what your momentum scan will look like. You'll see it over and over and over again, okay? As opposed to only the first time. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So if I right click on it and configure, so if you like the scan the way it is, you can have it, but maybe you want to make some changes, and of course you can. If you don't like my price range, maybe there's something else you don't like, or maybe you just want to, adjust these values that I'm using in the filters. Maybe if you have any trading experience at all, maybe you've got a filter that you'd like to add to it. Go ahead. It's a template for what I like. Doesn't have to be what you like. Okay. Anybody want to build their own scan from scratch? Let me know. I don't mean a specific one, but just in general. I find I don't really have to go over this too much because I think a lot of people take my scans they go to the toolbar and there are all sorts of scans there. You can always build, but there obviously if you want to build your own scan from scratch, we have a lot of real-time alerts and we have a lot of filters that you can use to build your own scan from scratch if you want to do that. So this is a trading room, but it's also a support room. So you can ask me questions all day long. I will, I'll attempt to answer all the questions as best I can. If it's an accounting type question, I will not be able to answer that, but I can direct you to people who can. Okay. Okay. So the SOGP is trying again. I've got my price alert up here. I'm totally out of everything now, guys. I was switching down almost to my buy price, so I got out of everything. Get pretty good on it, pretty well on it, pretty good, pretty well. If it takes out that high up here, 7. Got lots and lots and lots of room. Well, it has infinity, really. I mean, it's an all-time high. Well, let me go over this race here, okay? Because I have resurrected the races for me. This one anyway. I used to run them all the time, but really preyed on my system. Well, yesterday I was going through had some problems. Today it's no problem at all. So anyway, I think the race is a good idea for people, even if you are a seasoned trader. It develops a top 10 list for you automatically of stocks that you can follow all day long. So even if you're a seasoned trader, but if you're a new trader, and this can get quite overwhelming, this develops a top 10 list for you all day that you can look at all day long. So the concept of the race is you see this race is just going to end. There will be a winner, and it looks like it's SOGP. And so that means SOGP just won its fourth race today. That's what the little numbers after the symbols are. So SOGP is in the number one position. There's AQB, etc. Okay. Eventually, there will be 10 in here, and that'll give you a top 10 list. Now, some may drop out. Some of the ones that only won one race could drop out if another stock wins two. But you can almost rest assured that SOGP will be there, not necessarily in the number one position all day long, but probably in the top 10. Why does that? That means pay attention to it all day long. It could set up. If you weren't in it the first time, maybe you're watching and maybe it pulls back to a level that you like, maybe to the VWAP, maybe to a moving average. What happened here?